The world of the materialist is a small, imploding world with the self at the centre. Fulfillment becomes this elusive, ever-receding dream because, after a while, more money doesn't bring more value. But the materialist has built a world where money and its proxies are the only measure of value. Those who trust in their riches will wither. In volatile times, the righteous are more at ease because, regardless of the effect on their hip pocket or their bottom line, they still find some value and satisfaction in living their values in pursuit of their work. The world of the righteous is an expansive, outward-looking world, where personal worth is found in participating in something larger than themselves, in serving others, in furthering the purpose of God. Shalom everyone, grace, mercy and peace to all of you from God our Father and our Lord Jesus Christ. Those who trust in riches will wither, but the righteous will flourish like green leaves. Proverbs 11:28. By any objective measure, we live in times of incredible economic prosperity in the Western world. But perhaps it doesn't always feel that way to us. And especially in recent times, Trump's tariffs have shown us just how volatile the world can be. There's been a lot of upset on the financial markets, and suddenly we're reminded of how quickly our retirement savings can evaporate and how much the cost of living is out of our control. And these type of things affect believers and unbelievers alike. But this proverb gives us wisdom around our mindset that can make a difference between us flourishing or withering. Those who trust in riches will wither, but the righteous will flourish like green leaves. This proverb is of a type called an imprecise antithetical parallel, and this is really important for interpreting it correctly. The parable hinges on an imprecise contrast between two groups of people, those who trust in riches and the righteous. It's not a simplistic rich versus poor. In fact, the implication is that both of these groups have wealth, because there's no virtue in not trusting in wealth if you don't have any. You don't even have the option. So we've got two groups of wealthy people, but with very different mindsets and attitudes towards wealth. And we're going to see that choosing the right attitude is the game changer between whether we wither or flourish. And for context, it's important to be aware that within Proverbs and within the wisdom literature in the Bible in general, wealth is not portrayed as something that's inherently bad. Some Proverbs warn about the limitations and dangers of money, like Proverbs 13 verse 8, which says, "The ransom of a man's life is his wealth, but the poor man hears no threat." But many of the Proverbs describe wealth as a good thing. For example, Proverbs 10 verse 4, "A slack hand causes poverty, but the hand of the diligent makes rich." Especially, the Proverbs talk about money as a very important resource to be managed wisely. For example, a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children, but the sinner's wealth is laid up for the righteous. Proverbs 13:22. The Proverbs guide us towards a nuanced, thoughtful relationship with money. And I think that's something that's missing from many sectors of Christianity today. Well, this proverb's really a picture. It's a picture of two trees. One tree is very sickly looking. Its leaves are brown and shriveled round the edges. One by one, they're dropping to rot on the ground. Those who trust in riches will wither. The other tree is a vibrant green. Its leaves are fresh and full of life, as though they'd just emerged. The righteous will flourish. But how does it work? The Old Testament prophet Jeremiah describes a similar tree. This is what he says in Jeremiah 17 and verse 7 and 8. Blessed are those who trust in the Lord, whose trust is the Lord. They shall be like a tree planted by water, sending out its roots by the stream. It shall not fear when heat comes, and its leaves shall stay green. In the year of drought, it is not anxious, and it does not cease to bear fruit. Notice that this tree still experiences drought along with all the other trees. But it doesn't fear the heat. It's not anxious about still being able to bear fruit. This flourishing tree finds its nourishment from its connection to God. Even in the year of drought, this mitigates the effect of the heat. But what does it mean to flourish? What does it mean to wither? Does money buy happiness? Yes, it does, up to a point, as numerous studies have shown. But when we trust in riches, when we adopt a materialistic mindset, then the focus of our whole life is on making the next dollar, the next investment, netting that next deal. And in volatile times like we're experiencing at the moment, it becomes quite spiritually destabilizing because our bank balance and our share portfolio are the measures of our personal value. That's our identity. The world of the materialist is a small, imploding world with the self at the centre. Fulfillment becomes this elusive, ever-receding dream because, after a while, more money doesn't bring more value. But the materialist has built a world where money and its proxies are the only measure of value. Those who trust in their riches will wither. By contrast, the righteous find fulfillment and prosperity in living a life of principles and values. And financial outcomes are a natural result of that, but that's not the purpose of life. Providing a helpful service, a valuable product, something that benefits others and not just capitalizing, that's where value lies for the righteous. Working diligently to serve in whatever vocation or course that they've chosen in life. In volatile times, the righteous are more at ease because, regardless of the effect on their hip pocket or their bottom line, they still find some value and satisfaction in living their values in pursuit of their work. The world of the righteous is an expansive, outward-looking world, where personal worth is found in participating in something larger than themselves, in serving others, in furthering the purpose of God. In the New Testament, Paul wrote a letter to Timothy, and at the time, Timothy was pastoring a church in the bustling metropolis of Ephesus, and it was a church that had quite a number of wealthy members. And this is how Paul advised Timothy in 1 Timothy 6 and verse 17. As for those who in the present age are rich, command them not to be haughty, or to set their hopes on the uncertainty of riches, but rather on God, who richly provides us with everything for our enjoyment. They are to do good, to be rich in good works, generous and ready to share, thus storing up for themselves the treasure of a good foundation for the future, so that they may take hold of the life that really is life. The problem in this church was that the wealthy members were looking down their noses at those that were less wealthy. And Paul wanted Timothy to remind them, first and foremost, that all that wealth was very volatile. They needed to change their focus. Instead of looking around at other people and comparing themselves to them, they needed to focus on God, who provided them with everything that they had. The foundation of our future is laid by having our focus in the right place, of handling whatever we've been entrusted with ethically and with a generous spirit. Thanks for watching. You know the deal. Like, subscribe, all that. Until next time, God bless.